Sparking Change for Harmonious Living is a TV show that inspires action. It motivates you to start a journey towards a more balanced, fulfilling life. This show explores well-being through spirituality, mental clarity, and physical health. It covers topics like mindfulness, nutrition, fitness, and spirituality, giving you practical advice to enhance your life. Tune in for a transformative adventure that ignites the change you seek.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sparking Change for Harmonious Living. I am your host, Giovanna Tartarone.
And I'm your co-host, Ahmed Bahman.
So today we're going to be talking about fasting. It is one of my favorite topics because I got a chance to do it, and I do know that it has lots of benefits when we do fast. But I will say we're not medical doctors here, so please don't go out and fast if you've never done it before. Do your homework. But Ahmed, let's go into the benefits of fasting because I do know there are many benefits to it.
Well, it was, I think, Dr. Charlotte Gerson who stated once that when people get sick, it's usually for two reasons. One is deficiency, and the other is toxicity. Well, if you look at the mainstream habits of the people eating today, especially, let's say, in highly populated, dense crowd areas where things get so busy, people are really neglecting themselves to grab something that is actually healthy for them. They always say, the healthiest food you can eat is if you do get the time to prepare it at home. However, even though, in this fast-moving pace
So
of
McDonald's
life,
is not on the list.
well, what's funny? I'm glad you brought that up. Not just McDonald's, but if you look at any fast food chain, they would usually sell, let's say, a burger for like $1.25, but when it comes from a salad, it's like $3 and up, or sometimes maybe $5.
Yeah.
So that does raise the question, right? So one of them is you eat to heal the body, and another one you just eat to fill up your to fill up that the craving of that hunger that you have. But why is it that people keep on eating so much, and yet within a couple of hours after that they still feel they have another craving to go ahead and eat? And it has to do a lot with empty calories. You're eating a lot of probably macronutrients, but you're ignoring the essential micronutrients that can feed your body on a cellular level.
And
Now,
that's what we're supposed to do.
absolutely. So the fasting, as per my experience, used to be very ill at a certain point in life. I had to do something. I had to shake off why I was feeling sluggish, lethargic. I had joint aches. I had inflammation over the roof. I've suffered with eczema for probably more than 15 years. But there are certain things that I have done in order to minimize or reduce all these symptoms by following a natural way. And that is at a point that one day I decided, okay, let me eliminate certain foods that are causing me inflammation.
So did you do an intermediate fasting, like instead of going all the way, or did you just change your meals?
Well, I switched my meals. I didn't like there are many different kinds of fasts, right?
Yes.
So the kind of fast that I did was eliminate gluten and then eliminate all animal products, whether it's butter, cheese, milk. And I realized that within a week, I started feeling lighter. And my sleep hours were less, yet I felt that I've recovered more and faster.
Yeah.
Over 2 to 3 weeks, going to the month, I started having a much more mental clarity. I wasn't craving a lot of food, given that, because I was using a lot of fresh, raw vegetables. However, yes, I did have some fruits, but not to the point that I would have too much sugar in my system.
Right.
But there's this thing because Dr. Norman Walker, who created the Norwalk juicer, and that's the same juicer that Dr. Charlotte Gerson, who used to use
Okay.
whenever she wanted to heal her patients. And he stated something very interesting. He said, if you want to have a better, longer life, you need to intake more of life.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Yes. So it
So that means
matters.
food from the ground. Let's make it clear.
Food from the ground that is still alive
Not
and not yet
processed
cooked,
food.
not processed.
Beautiful.
They've even discovered like the energy potential that it has that if you do consume them. For example, um, there are certain monitors that they can scan the energy frequency of a leaf, right?
Yes, I
So
saw.
at a point of time, they said, okay, let us slice a part of that leaf. Let us cut that leaf at least in half. Even though that part of the leaf is gone, but
Mhm.
yet it was still showing the energy of the whole entire leaf was still present.
How amazing is that?
It's
How
pretty
amazing.
amazing.
When we're talking about fasting, it, our body's a machine. I always say this. Our body is a machine. What we put in this machine makes the difference on how we feel, right? I know sometimes, and I used to do this, if I eat a nice plate of penne alla vodka, delicious, no more than an hour later, I wanted to go to sleep. I was so
Yes.
tired, right? But if I can have a dish of salmon with some string beans or spinach, I felt like you say lighter.
Yes.
So what we put in this machine, input, what is it? Input, output, it gives us an output that sometimes is not the greatest output.
The whole thing is you have to really take into consideration of what goes through you, whether it's the words that you hear. If you hear something that upsets you all the time, are you going to have a positive mental attitude? I don't think so. So if you're going to eat something that is detrimental to your health, are you going to be healthy? But the great thing is that everything goes through you. Now, it's interesting when you said the body is a machine. I like to look at the body as a biological computer, and I like to look at the foods as the software programs because every
Is
food
it a
you
Mac or a
take.
PC? No, just kidding. We won't say.
And then you got when you eat a certain food that is fresh and raw and it's organic, uh, it has all these nutrients intact, right? And
Mhm.
and every food that you eat, your body knows what to do with it and what the purpose of this food is.
If it's coming from life.
If it's coming from life, not something that's been processed or packaged. I'm just
Right.
talking about whatever nature has uh, has given us from the abundance that it has. And for example, you you grab, let's say, an apple. You're gonna have, you're gonna take and you take a bite of that apple. You're gonna chew. It's gonna go down. Your body's gonna assimilate it. But that the apple is also rich in a lot of enzymes. It's also very rich
Mhm.
in magnesium. It's good for your bones. It's good for your heart. So your body really knows what to do with it. Modern day, it's a bit different now. We find that people are leaning more towards, let's say, vitamin supplements. Now, I'm not saying vitamin supplements are bad, but I'm just saying if you're gonna go for vitamin supplements, make sure that all the ingredients are plant based and not fossil based, because your body cannot metabolize something that is fossil based. And if you can get it in a form of a capsule, that's even better instead of it being
Mm.
a hard tablet.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I think of fasting as like a body reset, like resetting your body. And it really, you know, I went through a fasting process that was, you know, 1 week without food. And I did that because I truly felt that my body needed a break from everything. And what I realized was the benefit of that was that when I started eating again, I was able to digest food better. You know, I
Yes.
was able to um, feel full sooner. Like I truly had a reset when I did the fasting for a week, and then I did it again for 3 days, and I truly feel that there is so many benefits from fasting for me. Anyway, there was um, that I feel healthier, right? Just
Yes.
because I gave my body a break.
And that's if you look at Mother Nature, and if you
Mm.
go into the animal kingdom, when certain animals get sick, they fast, they stop eating. They understand something. They would probably go, and you find them sometimes chewing on certain herbs that they get to find in the wild in order to heal and detoxify. So what they're trying to do is gain their harmonium back. And this is what happens to you when you go on a fast.
Mm.
For example, the way that you have done it, Sister Giovanna, was in a way that your immune system goes on a full scale scavenge hunt against anything that is causing the disease in the body. It starts to consume it and get rid of it. Your immune system gets sluggish if you don't fast. You know, all the wise masters have stated that if you fast for a month out of the year, you it will help you to stay healthy for the remainder of the year. It's a practice that's been going on
Well,
for
I did it for
millennia.
7 days. I don't know if I can do it for 30 days.
No,
So
but
that's a
but
great
but
challenge for me.
but here's the thing. There are many different kinds of fast. Like the
Yes.
fast that I've done, I've eliminated, for example, gluten, and I've eliminated all the animal products. There is a water fast. That's what you've done. There is another kind of fast where people abstain from eating, um, before sunrise, and then they break their fast after sunset. But some kinds of fast, which I have found, especially with the Gerson therapy, Dr. Max Gerson, who then passed it on to his daughter before she passed away. I believe she was in her late 90s, and she was
Wow.
still not wearing any glasses. She could still see everything very clearly. She was active and fully functional, and
Now I really have to fast for 30 days.
so with Dr. Gerson, they used to use a juiced fast, which means they avoided all kinds of solids, but then they would have fresh pressed juices throughout the day, and probably going anywhere between 5, probably 10 or 13 glasses in a day. Why are they've mentioned that in order to get the full amount of nutrients, if you're pressing the fresh vegetables, what happens is
Yes.
you're taking the fiber out, right? Because fiber makes you full. And if you're having the fruit, which is also good because the gut bacteria, your own probiotics can feed upon these fibers. You see,
Wow.
but the thing is, can you really have enough nutrients when you're just eating the raw fruits and vegetables? So they wanted to heal the body from someone who has been truly ill. And
Hmm.
apart from their process, they also use a coffee enema. And it was something strange for me to see. But they said if you're intaking a lot of antioxidants, if you're juicing quite a bit, that could take a toll on the liver, because your liver is where all these toxins might get stored. And they compensate the whole process with a coffee enema, because the coffee enema can open the bile duct of the liver and allow the toxins to flush away from the liver. And they have also stated that in order for you to remain healthy, your liver must function at least 30%. And it says a person gets sick when the liver function is below 30%. And when a person has cancer, that's basically showing that the liver is has reached to a level of toxicity. So therefore, fasting helps you to purge these toxins out of your body.
Wow. It's funny you say that because Dr. Wayne Dyer was diagnosed with leukemia, and he did juicing and he did the coffee enema.
I didn't know
And
that, but it's quite
yeah,
interesting.
yes. And when I mean, he always said, I am well. He never confirmed he was sick. And I will tell you, towards the end of his life, I believe he lived to 72. Um, he said there was no cancer in his body. They found no cancer in his body. So that really kind of confirms what you're saying, as far as how um, the body releases the toxins
Yes,
when
and
you're fasting.
Dr. Wayne
So,
Dyer as well had a very positive outlook for the
ah,
outcome, and he was basically, apart from doing his physical fast, he was also treating himself with a mental fast by only holding on to good thoughts, and
thoughts.
and
Well,
this is
that's the
key.
secret, everyone. It's the secret. It's a combination. That's what we say, creating harmony in body, mind, and spirit. And all three. We are in charge of all three. And it all does
Absolutely.
begin with the thoughts,
And
and
here's the thing: the kind of fast that Dr. Wayne Dyer did
mm-hmm,
has been there for a very long time,
mm-hmm,
right? Now, why isn't everybody doing it?
mm-hmm,
I believe that because he held on to his positive mental attitude with a positive vision for the outcome, he managed to attract the right kind of
mm-hmm.
therapy that he required for his entire healing. And therefore, he manifested all the necessary things desired by him to produce the very outcome that he
Yes,
held in his vision.
I totally agree. I totally agree. Everything does start in the mind, right? The brain tells the mind what to do, and then it gets to work. And that's how I started with my fasting. It was I made up my mind that I wanted a reset. And I'm not going to say it was easy, but I did have to use my, I had to redirect my thoughts to say these hungry pains were going to go away. It was like, especially the first couple of days, I was like, be quiet. I'm not feeding you. You're going to have to drink water. And this is how we're going to do it. I'm going to do it my way. Like I literally had to be speaking to my stomach when it made the noise and be in control. And that is something that everyone has the ability to do it. I know people said to me, I could never go do fasting for a week and not eat. I don't know how you did it. Everybody can do it if you want to do it, right? You got to have that strong desire to say, I'm going to do it. And of course, I checked with my doctor before I did it. So please, everyone, if you're going to go down this path, check with your doctors. But um, my mind was made up. I was determined. This is what I wanted to do. And the outcome was, for my own health, was wonderful. I wish I would have done it long ago. So it definitely is becoming a ritual for me to do it at least once a year, for sure.
Yeah, and I admire your transformation, Sister Giovanna, because a lot of people, when they ask me, how can I go through a transformation? My answer is just go through it. And
Mm,
that's exactly what you have demonstrated, not for anybody, but you've demonstrated
Mm,
it for your very own self. And now you're here. You could speak for yourself because it's an experience that you've gone through. What I want everybody to know is, regardless of what happens in your life, always remain calm. Always seek advice. Seek a health practitioner.
mm,
Remember, when you go to a doctor, if you find that it's not something that resonates with you, you can find another practitioner, because uh, you see, every doctor has his method of applying his knowledge toward healing the person that they come across. But I want you to hold in your mind to see yourself healed before the visit. You do your work and allow the doctor to do his work.
right. Well, also we have to understand that the doctor is really helping you with the symptoms that you have.
Yes, not
And
the
I
cause.
repeat, the symptoms that you have. We go to the doctor after we feel something, but there is an underlying cause that if we discover what the cause is, you don't have to go to the doctor anymore because you won't
Well,
have the symptoms anymore, right?
uh, fortunately, in our modern times, I think in the a little over a couple of decades now, we have seen an increase in naturopathic doctors.
Yes.
Now these are the kind of doctors that they're not only under like dealing with the symptoms or just giving you something in order to control the symptom. That as long as you're taking, for example, that kind of medication, the symptoms will be subsided for some time. They will. What I feel is they will help you understand the root cause of what's going on.
Mm,
And if you have a symptom of any kind, the cause has always been with you, but you may not have the awareness on how to identify it. Now, as
right.
soon as you learn what the cause is, these naturopathic doctors will help you on how to keep the body in a harmonious way as a whole, because they're looking at you as a whole entire system, not just a single organ here and there. So once you
Right.
understand the underlying cause, they provide you with the necessary information on how to naturally balance yourself out again.
And that's the key. You just said naturally,
Yes,
right? And if we can feed our bodies with more natural food, not processed food, we have to take ownership in doing that if we want a healthy body. We can't put the ownership on, you know, people outside of us, right? What we put in our mouth, we have to, understand that no one is putting it in our mouth. We are. So why
absolutely.
not, feed your body the nutritional food that will help you to stay healthy? Because it's funny. You hear people say, "Oh, organic food is very expensive," right? And it is, but you have a choice. Either you're going to buy organic food, fresh food, and spend the money there, or you're going to spend the money at the doctor's. Pick your choice. Because the body is going to tell you, if there's something wrong, you're going to end up going to the doctors, and then you wonder why. If this could have been avoided, I believe taking some of these steps and really being intentional with what goes in our mouth, and intentional with what we eat, what we think, um, can really make a difference to have a nice, healthy, harmonious state in our
Uh,
body,
uh,
mind, and
uh,
spirit.
an ounce in prevention is worth much more in gold than an ounce of treatment.
Can you say that again?
An ounce in prevention
That's
is
right.
worth much more than gold than an ounce in treatment. And
Absolutely.
it's a lifestyle. We're not asking you just to change everything off the bat. If you can do so, great. But let's say you start to take baby steps towards this. Build the habit, build the rapport gradually as you go. Like if you are someone who, for example, drinks soda all the time, what why start gradually switching it to water or fresh juices as a healthier alternative. Stay on that pattern for some time, and once you feel that it's become part of your habit, then you can see, okay, what other foods that I can eliminate or substitute, and gradually
Beautiful.
you work your way up from there. Believe me, within a year you won't recognize, you'll have more energy, better sleep, better blood flow, you would rarely get ill, and you'll be happy all the time, because a healthy mind is always in a healthy body. Remember that.
And your body is a manifestation of your mind.
Of your mind, yes.
So they're all connected here.
There
And
always is.
right, always connected. So final thoughts as we wrap it up?
Well, let thy food be thy medicine, and thy medicine be thy food.
Beautiful.
Hippocrates. Couldn't have said it
Beautiful.
better.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So thank you everyone for joining us today. And I hope this was very informative. And until next time, we will see you next week. And I'm your
Good.
host, Giovanna Charteron.
And I'm your co-host, Ahmed Bahman. Have a healthy week ahead. See you next week.
Yes. Yes. Happy fasting, everyone, if you're going to do it. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining me on Sparking Change for Harmonious Living. I hope that our episode today has ignited a spark within you to create positive change in your own life and in the world around you. To learn more about how you can become a guest or supporter, head over to sparkingchangenow.com. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider subscribing, sharing, and leaving a review. Your feedback is incredibly valuable to me, and it helps me to continue producing content that sparks change in each of us and the world. You can find us on various platforms, including Google Play Store, Apple App Store, YouTube, Facebook, Roku, Android TV, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you again for watching, and I look forward to having you join me again next week on Sparking